Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And if you're watching that thing they call a game, Jacksonville and Tennessee, I think you need a refill as much as Joe Boo does. Because the uniforms are ugly, the game is ugly, it's just ugly on this Thursday night. Now, I want to get some stuff off my chest. I'm about sick and tired of hearing about Dak Prescott and the good old dink and dunk is all he has to do with the Dallas Cowboys, because nothing could be further from the truth. But before I get there, I want to give a shout out to Rudy from 24/7 Dallas Cowboys. Now, there's an Eagle fan. Well, I've got lots of Eagle fans that comment, and I appreciate all you guys comment. But there's one named Vinny who's been talking a whole lot of trash and called me a stupid old ass. And it's true. I am 51 years old. I mean, I was born the first year of the Super Bowl. You know, in that time, I remember seeing Roger Staubach and the Dallas Cowboys win their first Super Bowl against Miami. I mean, I remember the Pittsburgh Steelers ripping our hearts out, you know, winning two of their Super Bowls against the Dallas Cowboys and their other two Super Bowls in their dynasty. You know, I remember the good old Raiders with Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes, you know, Lyle Alzado and Howie Long. You know, I remember the Redskins with the Over the Hill Gang and the Fun Bunch and Doug Williams getting his knee bent over backwards down 10-0 against Denver and coming back and having the most incredible second quarter of anybody in a Super Bowl history to win that game. You know, and I even remember the doormats in the NFL, you know, teams that always lost, you know, Tampa Bay, Seattle, seeing New Orleans, the Rams, all these teams go to the Super Bowl and win their first one. But since I am so old, my memory is beginning to fail me, and I can't seem to remember and recall some of the great Super Bowl victories that the Eagles have had. So maybe you Eagles fans could help fill me in and remind me, since I am old and feeble, those great Super Bowl wins that you guys had. So, you know, that way we can discuss them. But anyway, back onto the whole dink and dunk offense thing. You're hearing that from NFL Network, you know, Max Ketterman and stuff, and ESPN, and even you Eagle fans that think that all you have to do is for Dak Prescott is just show up. And it's funny because it seems like with Dak Prescott, everybody doubts him along the way. You know, he went to Mississippi State, not a football power by any stretch of the imagination in the SEC, and he won there. He had Mississippi State actually ranked number one, something that never happened with them before. In his 3 years of starting, he had 71 touchdown passes, 40 rushes. But each year, he did more and more passing and less running, and progressed and got better every single year. And everywhere he has been, once he's taken over that starting role, he's never relinquished it. So, when he started playing well in training camp, you know, they said, oh, it's just training camp, no big deal. You know, he's third string quarterback. All right. When Tony Romo went down, and he had to actually play in preseason and played damn near perfect football. Of course, the narrative was, well, it's preseason. Defenses aren't game planning against him. Okay, all right, fine. So come the regular season, he starts playing really well. Now the narrative is, well, he's got the best offensive line in football. He's got Zeke Elliott. All he has to do is not mess up. Well, see, that argument doesn't hold water. Because first thing, when everybody says that Carson Wentz is so much better, Dak Prescott's yards per completion are a yard longer. It's kind of amazing. And when you think about some of the passes that have been deep ones that have been dropped by Butler, last couple of games he's had a couple of deep ones that have been lost. You think about Dez Bryant in the end zone against the Giant. You know, you add those plays into the mix, all of a sudden those yards per completion goes up quite a bit. But I'll give you that. Now, if you say that it's only because of the running game and the offensive line, then how come the Minnesota Vikings and all those great years of Adrian Peterson running didn't have all-pro quarterbacks? I mean, clearly, everybody had to put 8 men in the box to stop, Adrian Peterson. So why didn't their quarterbacks just dink and dunk and, have great stats? They didn't. Okay, forget the Vikings. Let's go back to the Dallas Cowboys last year. Same offensive line we have right now. Okay? Now, I believe they were rated the number one offensive line still last year. If not, they were definitely the top one of the top ones. And as putrid as our offense was, we were still ninth in rushing. Yet, Brandon Wheaton, Matt Castle, Calvin Moore got one game between them, and their stats were pretty much dog shit. So when you say that all you have to do is show up, it's funny. Didn't work out for those three guys. And even if we take Tony Romo, who did have Des Bryant for some of those games, last year his QBR was only 76, and he had 5 touchdowns versus 7 interceptions with that same line. So when you say that Dak Prescott is just dinking and dunking, nothing could be further from the truth. And when you get the ball with 53 seconds left on the clock, 53, we get the ball on our 3-yard line. The first 2 plays were running plays. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull the clip up for this so we can look at this. The first 2 plays were running plays. We got a first down and decided, let's go for it and see if we can get a score. We scored in that 53 seconds. You cannot go 97 yards dinking and dunking down the field in 53 seconds. So, guys, sorry. That whole stuff that Dak Prescott is just a game manager and just has to show up is a bunch of bullshit. That guy is for real. And people need to stop doubting him and his skills, because we're actually witnessing something that's pretty special right now. Now let's go to the clip. Some people have been asking about the Jobu t-shirts and stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and put that annotation down right here, so it'll be the link. So all you have to do is click on it, and you can go right to the site. The shirts are $16 plus the shipping for it. So I'm not really making money off of them or anything like that. It's really about spreading the mojo. So if you're interested, or one of you people who have asked me what the link is and stuff, here it is right here, so you can go ahead and order it. But let's look at that clip of that drive in Green Bay to finish the half. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, and up your butt.